You know, I'm not a control freak, but I do like to have some level of control of the world around me, mostly in small ways. For example, I hate waiting. So when I'm on an elevator and no one's coming, I press the button to close the doors. Doesn't save a huge amount of time, but as I said, it allows me to control my environment a little. Same with those signals at crosswalks. Is there anything more frustrating than standing there and waiting longer than Vladimir and Estragon waited for Godot and the light never changes? So I, like you, just press that little button. And of course, many of us work in sealed buildings where the first few months of winter, the AC is still on, and the beginning of summer, the heat continues to blast. I love playing with that thermostat to create a more comfortable setting, and say it with me, to be in control. Except, as I read in the New York Times recently, I'm not. In control, that is. Christopher Melly wrote the deeply disturbing piece. Door close buttons haven't worked for a decade or two unless you're a firefighter with a key. I also always wonder why there seemed to be a delay between me pushing and doors closing, but there's more. In most cities in America, those buttons on street corners were deactivated ages ago. Here in Boston, some do work, but only during certain times of day and in areas without a lot of traffic. The rest are just decoration. Sort of feel like they're lying to us, don't you? Is there a commissioner of crosswalks I can complain to? And then this thermostats. Some trade group, quoted by Melee in the Times, says more than 70% of them you think you can manipulate are what they call dummy thermostats. Actually, I feel like I'm the dummy. Turns out even my computer lies to me. You know that progress bar that tells you how much time is left to download or load something? I trusted it. When it said 5 minutes, I believe it was 5 minutes. Time enough to take control, plan, and stay perfectly productive. But now this physics professor tells me in Wired magazine, those things are 90% wrong. I suppose I could have guessed that based on the 3 hours I recently spent waiting for a 24-minute download. But why even pretend? We control nothing. Now, shrinks, quoted in the Times story, say, even though we have no control over these things, when we think we do, we're better off. We are? In Spotlight, Stanley Tucci, playing lawyer Mitchell Garabedian, captures the sad reality perfectly.
Look, I'm not crazy. I'm not paranoid. I'm experienced. They control everything.
They do control everything. What do you think? Email us, tweet us, share your thoughts.